What is up, man? It's your boy Who's Who 7-4, and we are back today with the chapter session review for One Piece chapter 1124. Nose a little bit stuffy. Might be a lot of sniffing and sneezing going on this stream, but we're gonna get through it. The weather changing outside. Well, not changing, but it's like cold at night, early morning, hot throughout the day. And plus at my job, I be sweating and then walking back into AC. So yeah, I ain't sick 'cause we don't get that. You feel me? We don't get sick over here, but my nose just fucking with me. But yeah, last we left off, we got away from Egghead. We finally fled Egghead. Clap it up. That's an accomplishment. 'Cause we were there for a while. Um, on our way to Elbath, people. Um, hopefully this ain't one of them bullshit chapters where even if it is just a bullshit chapter, at least let it be a bullshit chapter on Elbath. You feel me? And not on the way to Elbath. But um, we got away on our way to Elbath. Saturn still on the island looking at the ancient robot. All the other Gorosei members got sent back to where they came from. We still have Lilith, so right now we got Lilith, Kuma, and Bonnie. I don't know if they're new honorary members of the Straw Hat crew or are they just there for Elbath. We gonna find out. Know how they did, like Carrot. That's that girl name, the bunny girl, Carrot. We thought Carrot was gonna be with the Straw Hats, but and Yamato too, but they was just helping them out with Wano. I remember at one point a lot of people thought Caesar the Clown was gonna be a new Straw Hat. I was gonna stop watching it if that was the case. Alright, we gonna get into it though. Y'all already know how it go. Kick back, relax, flame up, and review with me. If you ain't got no blunt to smoke, feel free to tap mask when I put it to the screen. I don't know if y'all wanna smoke with me. Alright. So the title of this chapter is called Best Friend. Let's see what this is. So we have Only Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage Volume 12. It's been a quite few of these, so 12 chapters since this started. Let's see what's going on in this chapter. Foiling a kidnapping on the way to Kuri. Okay, so folks was trying to kidnap this little broad. Tried to kidnap this little Bernard. And Yamato, aka Oden Sama, saved the day. Yeah, so it's like a cover. It's like a page of just like little village girl with a Kimio on, Kimino, ain't that's what they call it? She got one of those on, and she's like crying, bickering, hiding behind Yamato, who is holding her kanabo, and off in the back, she looking off in the back. Off in the back, you got some solid black silhouette look like it's running off into the bushes. So Yamato foiled the kidnapping plan. She saved this young lady from a motherfucker trying to get that girth. And we start off with We News, the giant little thing in the sky. You already know who we finna tune in with. When y'all see that, we finna tune in with Big fucking News Morgan. We got some dialogue saying, "Come on, let's rock." We're sitting on some juicy scoops. The Stokes. It say Stokes their fears, paint a stoke their fears, paint a picture of the bleakest future possible. And it says, of course, he wants to act. Use their desperation to push more wedge papers. Mind your business, girlie. I'll expose you if you don't zip it. Okay, so Vivi in the background saying something smart, so Morgan had to tell her like, mind your business, girlie, or I'll expose you if you don't zip it. So she's supposed to be dead. He's saying I'll expose you about being alive and shit like that if you don't zip it. And Vivi responds with saying, "What's wrong with you, you overgrown, squawking liar? No one with a brain would dance to your tune." So basically, Vivi and Morgan they arguing back and forth because Morgan trying to post all this fake news and shit. You feel me? And Vivi don't like it. Last time we seen Morgan, he was pushing the narrative that Luffy and them was holding Vegapunk hostage. He most likely gonna claim they killed him. And this is the first time we seen Vivi in a while. Vivi. And Vivi continues to say, "What's up with you?" Yeah. hmm Vivi continues to say, "That's gross. Even Vegapunk shows some optimism." Appreciate you. And then we have, I don't know who the fuck this ugly ass guy is. I'm gonna let y'all see this real quick. I don't know who he is, but that guy sitting behind Vivi looking like a creep saying, "Hey Vivi, we don't want to upset the fine gentleman and lose our only safe haven now, do we?" Is that the dude that been with her from the jump? I don't know. And then Morgan is now talking to everybody, the people that's printing his news. He talking to his team saying, "We can't pass this up. Even the truth is captivating now. The whole world's sinking." He says, "I'm top dog up in the sky anyway, so the upcoming era is perfect for me." So he theoretically saying, "I don't give a fuck what we type. We just want to get this clout because even when the world floods and do end, I'm above in the sky." That's what he theoretically getting at. And it's why Vivi's so sick of his shit. Morgan continues to say, I hope you won't come to regret talking back to me, princess." And he's talking to Vivi, threatening her. And Vivi says, "As if the world is ending anyway, I'm not going to grovel just to save my own neck." And Morgan says, "Just look at all the stories we got to pick from. Emperor Blackbeard versus Trafalgar Law, Emperor Shanks versus Eustace Kid, Captain Kidd, and Emperor Straw Hat ruthlessly killing Dr. Vegapunk." And I could tell that's Vivi screaming out liar because there's a dialogue bubble saying liar. And we just know that's Vivi. Her little ass don't play about Luffy. She already bugging up about this fake news. And then we cut away from them for a second and we go back to Egghead, and that fucking island is on fire, and we see all the marine boats from the Buster Call All the Marine battleships still lingering around. Kizaru picks up a transponder snail, and no, before we get to that, we see dialogue first. We see dialogue saying, "Come in, don't tell me everyone's dead." And then we see who the fuck is that? I forget. Centauru. Yeah, Centauru is in a little itty bitty boat with he, she, fat ass, his fat ass. Like he got some food, some drink, some food in a sack, some drink in a barrel, and his trusty axe selling away. He crying, with no dialogue. It's just a bubble with some dots. You could tell he thinking about Vegapunk and Kizaru and what went down. And we continue to get some more dialogue bubbles from a random person that says, "What happened, egghead?" I'm gonna let y'all see this. So as y'all see, we now see Kizaru. You look over to the left over here. We now see Kizaru picking up the transponder snail. He's saying, "You're awfully loud, huh?" And then we see Sakuzuki. Sakazuki. We see his bitch ass. A Kainu. I can't stand this nigga. He raw, but I can't stand this bitch ass on Chi. His ass a op. Like when him and Luffy finally fight Shorty, or him and Sabo, whoever the fuck fight this man, he gotta suffer. I'm telling him, I don't want it to be one of them fights where Luffy getting his ass kicked the whole fight, then he come back and win at the end. I don't want it to be no back and forth good fight shit. I mean, I want it to be like that for sure, but after a while, I just want Luffy to start taking off on that ass, hit this shit. I just want him to start taking off on him, and for it to just eventually become one-sided in Luffy favor, and for Sakazuki to just get did so bad in the end. Sa- he got Sosuke. No, that's his name, Sosuke. Whatever his name is, Suzuki. Gotta get his ass dealt with. And he's telling Kizaru, why are you the one picking up? What do you say, Barcelino? What happened to the others? Is that his name, Barcelino Kizaru? Well, he said, what happened to the others? And Kizaru responds, they're all out and foaming at the mouth. What's going on with Saint Saturn? Is he safe? What about the power station? Did any of the targets escape? So Sakazuki is asking about Saturn and the power stations after Kizaru told him that everybody else theoretically they out, they ass off a beam. And Kizaru says, "I'll let the youngest give you the details when they're up. You better." And Sakazuki responds to Kizaru saying, "You better not be slacking off again, Barcelino." And Kizaru then says, "Hey, Sakazuki, I'm curious. Have you ever had to kill your best friend?" And Sakazuki is sitting there looking stupid. And Kizaru says, he's just sitting there thinking, he's thinking about the past. "Fuck you, dude, because you still did it for that bullshit ass justice. You following a demon. That's and he having a flashback saying, that's a damn big head. I'm with the Navy. The name's Barcelino. How much are you gonna pay me?" Okay, so he having a flashback to when he first met Vegapunk when they arrested him. Vegapunk's telling him this arrest is a faucet. You guys want my brain working for you, right? So how much funding are you willing to give for my research? And Sakazuki, I'm not Kizaru responds, you're an interested guy. So that's how they got in business. They went to arrest him to try to force him to, you feel me, work for them. But he was just like, so y'all want it, I'm willing to do it anyway, just pay me. Which if I was them, I would have still forced his ass to do it versus paying him. But I guess they said we'll get the best results out of just giving him what he wants since he's willing to do it. Then we cut to a future, still a flashback, but a more later flashback after they met. Somebody saying, "What are you doing with this place? I'm going to call it Egghead." So Kizaru was asking Vegapunk what he's going to be doing with that island, I guess, and Vegapunk telling him how he going to be calling it Egghead, start of Egghead Island, I guess. Kizaru says, when we're done, it'll be an island 500 years in the future. No, that's what Vegapunk saying. Lend me a hand, Barcelona. And we get a response that says, "Hey, you know I'm an admiral, right?" And then we get back to the burning Egghead Island, and we see some dialogue that says, "You think I'm slacking off, Sakazuki?" And then we get to the cut. This is what I really wanted y'all to see. Well, if you got this time to waste doubting me, come and see for yourself, you damn ignorant. So he done bugged up. I heard about this in the spoilers. That's why I wanted y'all to see this. I knew this was coming up. I tried to stay away from the spoilers, but couldn't stay away from everything. I knew he was gonna bug up on Sakazuki ass. You still a bitch though, Kizaru. I don't take back what you did. For a motherfucker that's gonna disrespect you like that after you did it, hit this shit. It's a crazy story. Alright, we're gonna get back to me for a while. And then we get Sakazuki saying that was my bad, brother. And Kizaru says just watch your mouth. And then we cut over to the Sunny next to this big ass, or should I say, we cut over to this big ass L bath boat, and with the little ass Sunny next to it. You feel me? Um, that boat is giant over the Sunny. It's just very big, huge. I'm talking about like shit. I ain't got nothing here to demonstrate the size different, but man, that shit like my hand versus just my the tip of my thumb. Like that's the boat. You feel me? The size differences of the boat. And we get some dialogue saying it's so quiet. I guess the party was officially called off. And it looks like we got Jinby, Frankie, and I can't see who else that is because they ain't zoomed in yet, but it might be Zoro. And they're all sitting on the deck. Jimby steering the ship. Frankie says it's odd to stop after just one drink, and Jinbei says yeah, and it's strange to see Luffy so dejected. But I get it. We failed to accomplish our main goal. And we get a little flashback of Vegapunk saying, "Please, can you take me away from Egghead?" Frankie then says, "We had the five elders and Admiral CP0, the Seraphim, and an armada of warships to get through. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. It's a miracle we got out of that hellscape at all." And Jinbei says, "I'm with you there." Zoro says it was Zoro. He says, "It's pathetic he's an emperor now. It's pathetic. He's an emperor now. A old man dying shouldn't affect him this badly." And somebody says that's a bit harsh. So Luffy kind of down right now because Vegapunk didn't make it. The Stellar body didn't make it. Vegapunk. That's why they showed that flashback. Vegapunk asked him like, "Get me off this. My shiny teeth that sparkles just like the stars in space." I'm sorry, I just had to let that out real quick. You know they walk a mile just to see me smile. My shiny teeth in me. Let me stop. Just get back to it. But yeah, Luffy was upset. He upset because Vegapunk died, bro. Luffy really wanted to save that man, but Zoro looking at it like, "Nigga, you a fucking emperor now, nigga." What they say, what they say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get going. And boom, and then we get the one, the only, New Bay. New Bay, New Bay alert, New Bay alert, Lilith. Super sexy fine Lilith wakes up and somebody says, "You're awake, Usopp bitch ass." Usopp, Nami, Sanji, and Chopper. And Chopper says, "Thank goodness. Are you all?" And Nami says, "Are you alright, Lilith?" And Sanji is fucking fanboying out, rightfully so. And damn, let's look at this real quick. So they're sitting on one of the chairs in a giant on the giant's boat. Look how big that fucking chair is. That shit crazy. Back to me. Hit this shit. Alright, so somebody's saying, "Alright, we're on the ship of giants. No wonder everything's so massive. This would be a bitter pill to swallow, but we have to tell you, we weren't able to save any of the other Vegapunks. Please forgive us." Nami says, "Atlas hit you pretty hard, so it's understandable if you're disoriented." And Lita says, "I see. It's okay. I've already heard about what happened." And Sanji says, "Heard from whom?" And Lita says, "I just need to cry for a bit." And Usopp says, "How are you the evil one again? Aren't you the evil one again?" And then she says, "Hey, I'm hungry." So she goes from being sad and crying, hungry and joyful. And then somebody says, "Hey, you got over that fast." And then Little says, then somebody else says, "Well, if you're hungry, the giants left us a lot of fruit. It must be because I'm no longer connected to York." Okay, so Lilith theoretically is going through all the she theoretically got all the Vegapunk emotions now. She's like gen- theoretically the new main body Vegapunk in a way. Since all the other Vegapunks out of commissions, everything they were responsible for is now sinking back to her. And since she not connected to York no more, she even taking York feature, hungry to eating feature. York was the one that sat down and ate and got real big, and then took a shit every now and then. It got small. And Brooke says the atmosphere from that table seems a bit gloomy, doesn't it? Damn it all. We've promised to save Apple Gramps. Luffy is at the table, soaking, saying, "Damn it, we promised to save Apple Gramps." And it's like a gloomy scene. He's sitting at the table with his head down. There's a bunch of food around him, which is awkward because normally wouldn't be no food. You feel me? And they got the little black, little droopy lines in the background. The little cartoon scene, how they show you like, you know. And actually, gonna put that up. Sanji's, I'm out, and Chopper says Luffy's been beating himself up over what happened. He's so down, he's only had 5 bunches of grapes. And Lilith says that's plenty. I see, so Luffy's been. It's that Sanji. Sanji saying I see. Somebody saying, oh, Brooks. I don't know who the fuck that is, but somebody saying I see. It's that Lilith. I see, so Luffy's been taking it badly. It's alright, though. I just heard about it, and I'm sure. And Sanji says, "What do you mean you heard about it?" Lilith says, "A second ago I was crying because I was sad about everyone's death. However, it's all a matter of perspective. Here's the truth," she says. To simply put it, everyone's alive. And they all sitting there looking shocked. What? You feel me? Let's get back to it. Y'all can watch it. So everybody's screaming, "What?" The boat jump, funny cartoon moment, and somebody says, "Even if you're actually dead, I don't get it." Another one asks, so they're ghosts, and Lilith, I could tell that's her. Says basically what I'm trying to say is that you kept your promise to me, so don't be so gloom, Luffy. And Luffy jumps up with joy. Seems like you're doing better, Straw Hat. Hey Giants, thanks for helping us out. Mm. Okay, so we do see Nami in here. I mean, Robin in here hugging Chopper, and she does mention that she may get to see Saul. So they do know Saul is at Elbaf, and she knows she may get to see him. Yeah, I forgot Vegapunk told them Saul was at Elbaf. Okay, so nothing else pretty much going on. They just celebrating. Luffy talking about the Giants talking about how what Luffy's and the Giants are talking while eating, talking about how hey, Vegapunk said whoever finds the One Piece gonna be king, gonna shake the world. And somebody else asked Luffy who he think gonna be the one to find it, and Luffy had to remind they goofy ass like, why the fuck you think I got on these waters in the first place? I mean, it was a nice chapter. I liked the chapter. Don't get me wrong. Definitely liked the chapter. Um, let's see. Wasn't great though. I give it like a 5 out of 10. Something because there wasn't no action and stuff like that, but it was good, and it did happen. Like I said, it was gonna happen. It was a bullshit ass chapter on the way to Elbath, and not at Elbath like I wanted it to be. Like I would have preferred, see some landscaping, some geography. Like Tekken says, geography is everything. Um, so yeah, I predicted this pretty well. I've been watching One Piece for a long time, watching it and reading, so I know what to expect from these motherfuckers in between art. You feel me? So, um, other than that, we ain't got too much to say about the episode. It is what it is. They will be on a break next week. So until then, to keep y'all satisfied, I am doing a walkthrough of Black Myth. Song Hu Kong, Song Hu Kong. See what I did there? But yeah, y'all tune in with me next time. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. You feel me? Go ahead and spark up, hit that blunt one more time, and go ahead and go into that high coma and have y'all self a good night.